Let's go!
You are now listening to the Sportz Nutz.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sportz Nutz. Yes, y'all, we have made it to episode 155, which is also the season 4 finale of the Sportz Nutz. We hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I know I had a good weekend. Shane, man, how was your weekend?
Oh man, it was pretty good. Actually my uncle was up in town with a few of his friends from church. So we actually met them out at Sierra Nevada. I encourage anybody to go. It is a particularly beautiful place. But got to visit with them some, and great sports weekend, of course. So just ready to get this week done, and I'll be down your way this weekend for some pictures. So just getting excited to go see the nephews and play with them again.
Hey, nothing wrong with that one. Yes, guys, it is. It's been a eventful weekend to say the least. Obviously, there was all this hoopla talk about a hurricane that was going to hit here. Thank goodness it did not. That would have been a real disaster, absolute disaster, because it was going to go in the exact path that Helene took, and they said it was going to be. It might have been actually worse with the rain. They were talking like 15 to 25 inches of rain. It was just insane, but it missed. It's turned. Thank goodness for that one. And yeah, let's see. Craving Yankee fans here are good for rain. By the way, check them out. Inside the locker room, Ben, Adam, everybody, and all those in between. They came on our show this season. It was really appreciative. Guys, we have a jam-packed episode tonight. We cannot wait to get it going. As you guys do see, the title is the Kentucky Barrels. Yes, the arena football team, the newest arena football team, is about to join us. I believe it's Corey is the owner. He will be joining us. Then after he leaves, yo, we've had an absolute amazing weekend with football. I'm talking high school. I'm talking college, the NFL. We saw all sorts of firsts that took place. We saw North Texas do something. We saw Memphis do something. Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about that one. And then the Oregon-Penn State game did not disappoint again. Remember, y'all, last year it was an absolute shootout. Well, this time, though, it was a solid defensive game. And, guys, it was whiteout conditions in Happy Valley. We're going to discuss what everyone noticed in the at the most of it, and then what they saw that tells you that either Oregon is legit as a college football playoff contender, or maybe Penn State is legit. We'll talk a little bit about that one. Talk about the most surprising school there is. Yes, what is it? It's a school based out of here in the upstate. I will tell you guys a little more about that in just a little bit. Vanderbilt, y'all, is back at it again. They have shocked everyone. In fact, so is Georgia Tech, y'all. What would this mean, though, if Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt were to go 12-0? Just something interesting to think about. We'll talk a little bit more about that one. Shane has a sports story. Matt will join us later to talk about him. And, of course, we have our honorable mentions, and we have you, the best audience there is. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys got your popcorn ready, because I know I can't really say I did because I just had dinner, but I hope you guys had your popcorn ready. We cannot wait to have him on. Corey, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
How you guys doing?
Good, man. Yes, as everybody didn't know this, Corey was backstage and he saw Lily's massive paws.
If the dog wouldn't have jumped on the couch to see the dog, I would have said it was a horse.
She is a small horse running around the house.
That paw went up, and I was like, "Oh my!"
Yeah, Miss Lily, she's a big dog. She's a Great Dane. She's a sweetheart, but she's as gentle as they come. Hey, real quick, let everybody know we are broadcasting live on 95.5 KFCE based in Terrell, Texas. TigerNation.live, which actually spans the entire Midwest and a couple other stations, maybe in Seattle as well as San Francisco. But that's besides the point, man. Corey, I'm like actually pretty excited to talk with you. And I'm gonna get right into it with all that's happened, obviously, as you know, with arena football this last several years. What is the importance of a solid foundation for the Kentucky Barrels, and how can y'all sustain the level of consistency and success?
Yeah, obviously, a foundation for any arena league is, very important. With us having Jerry Kurz, the godfather of arena football, as our CEO, Jeff Fisher as our commissioner, we have a very good foundation of people who are very passionate about the game. And they've kind of mentored me on how to build a team. We got very lucky with our head coach, Cedric Walker, him coming in as the head coach GM with 19 years experience of coaching. He's just an absolute great resource for me coming in here as a first-time owner. And actually, you guys caught us at a good time because we are at our AF1 university right now. So we have every team in AF1 here. I'm just waiting for someone to crash this. But yeah, it's very exciting times. And everyone who is in AF1 is all on the same page of what our vision and what our goals are to keep this league moving forward and sustainable for many years to come.
I was a big arena football fan a long time ago, back in the Kurt Warner era, and then also when Matt Nagy was the quarterback over at Georgia Force. So yeah, I love the competitiveness style of arena football. Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, as Brandon kind of just mentioned, there's been a lot of turnover in the arena leagues around the country here lately. I know it's something that we enjoy the sport, and I know a lot of people do, but it's kind of sad to see some of the mistakes that some of these ownership groups and all have gone through. But with that little nugget, kind of what does it take for you guys to complete and sign, this high level talent that, if you follow you guys on Facebook, you see you guys are bringing in, multiple players almost every week for signings and stuff. But kind of what is that kind of like to get that kind of level of talent? And, what do you have to do, kind of as a member of AF1 to break that stigma that the arena leagues have had to these players?
Yeah, and like I said, I've been very fortunate to have Cedric Walker come in as our coach and GM. He has great relationships with these veteran players and, some new players coming in, how to mentor them and how to, have them play the game right. And like I said, I think the big thing with AF1 is that the teams that are here, we have Beaumont, Texas now. They're the champions of the AFL last year. We have now the Minnesota Monsters. They were the champions of their league last year. We have some teams coming in with championship caliber teams. They know, what we're looking for. And honestly, I think the players that we're getting see that this is a league that is going to be around for a while. It's not a fly by night. We have the executive team in place that can take us a long way. And like I said, Cedric has just been amazing with these kids to try and get them in. And he's coached for a very long time, so they know his history, his background, and he's a great guy to just be around and then also play for, because he'll get the best out of you. So I think for us, that's a very good foundation, and people see it. And honestly, we're in a very good location where people are, fairly close to where they want to be. Sometimes these arena teams are in the middle of nowhere. I mean, just to be honest, you try and get a smaller market where you can get a good fan base, but where we're located, we're centrally located to a lot of things, being here in the Midwest and close to the airport and all that. And players do actually like that because they can get home fast. If they have to run home for something, it's not an all-day event. So we're in a really good spot where we're at, and I think it's very appealing to some of the higher-level players to come here and play with Coach and see what we got.
You had mentioned now the former Duluth Harbor Monsters, now the Minnesota Monsters. We actually had Coach Tony and the general manager on our show, a few seasons ago and had a lot of fun talking with them. But what was the inspiration behind naming this team? I mean, I know that Kentucky is known for its bourbon. We've known that for, gosh, if people don't know that, living under rocks, really. But like, what was the inspiration to name this team the Kentucky Barrels?
Yeah, we wanted to do something that honored the state of Kentucky, but also, like I've said before on some other shows, that we actually came up with a name at the AF1 Arena Crown last year. We were sitting around having a bottle of bourbon, and it said "Made in Kentucky," and we're like, "This would be cool to have." We actually want the original name we thought was the Kentucky Bourbons, but a lawyer told us we couldn't do that. So, kind of came up with the Kentucky Bourbon Barrels and then shortened it down to the Barrels. But definitely bourbon was involved in the decision to make this, and a little help from AI to come up with some cool logos and things like that. So, yeah, we wanted to do it to honor Kentucky and, the great tradition of bourbon here in the state.
I love it. Shane, go ahead.
Oh yeah, well, Corey, again, thanks so much for coming on with us this evening, and giving us a little bit of insight into this new AF1 Arena Football League for us and for all of our fans out there. We know that the season's kicking off this coming spring, I do believe. Can you give us a little bit of insight on kind of what you guys can expect? Game day from maybe the city and the fans alike there.
Yeah. Well, we're going to try and throw as big a party as we can throw. We have a lot of cool sponsors coming in. We're going to do some giveaways and things like that, especially for the first game. We're going to do some really special things for our fans to get them in there. There's been talk of, and I don't know if you guys would remember this, but back in the day, there was Kentucky River Monsters with Jared Lorenzen.
Yes, I remember that oh so well.
So we're obviously we're talking to his family, seeing if we can get approval to have a jersey retirement, because they actually played at the arena that we're playing at now, Truist. So we thought that'd be something cool to do to honor him and his legacy, coming up through Kentucky, playing in Highlands High School, going to the University of Kentucky and playing for the Kentucky River Monsters. We thought that'd be cool, put some butts in the seats and do some jerseys. But yeah, we have a lot of things that are unique. Obviously a lot of teams are going to this kind of model where after the game, you come down, get autographs from the players, throw the ball around with the players. We definitely want to do stuff like that, get our guys out in the community. We want people to know our guys, on a first name basis. And when you see us out at Kroger or at the shopping mall or restaurant, we want you to be able to say hi to us, and our guys, we're going to tell them, you're going to talk to these people, whether you like it or not. We just want to have a lot of fan engagement and really hammer home how important community is for our team and how we want this league to be known for our charities and getting out in the community and meeting and greeting people and just making this a really special thing for the fans.
I know that arena football has had a lot of like startups and then falls and startups. How many games are we looking at for this season? I know that it's been changed a lot, especially since Jeff Fisher took over. But how many games are we expecting this season? Can we see you guys playing? Do we know?
Yes, yeah, and actually that's been a big conversation we've had this week at our AF1 University. We're going to go 12 games, start the week after Easter, and do 12 games, and then we haven't decided how many playoff teams, but it'll be the 4 to 6 team range. But yeah, we'll definitely have 12 regular season games.
Shane, go ahead.
Oh yeah, well, I can probably speak for everyone here, and say that we're more than excited for this thing to kind of get kicked off for you guys. Probably as well as our fans out there listening and watching right now are definitely excited for this kind of adventure to kick off for you guys. But one of the things that I've been kind of looking forward to, which I haven't seen anything on it yet, but man, uniforms, man. Can we get a little bit of insight on that? When they might be dropping and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're actually, and that's what we're doing here today. Is we had a bunch of vendors come in, kind of give us some mock-ups, and then we're going to decide what uniform company to go with. I will say all the mock-ups that all three of the companies that came here today are awesome. Very awesome. There was a company today that came through that does helmets or skins for helmets. So we can have 3 or 4 different alternate helmets. And that was super, super cool. So we have some really cool things that we can do around that for, fans also. But yeah, this week's been awesome. All the teams are coming together, kind of talking to each other about what works for them, what hasn't worked for them in the past. And we're all just kind of collaborating and partnering up. And that's what's one thing that's super special about the AF1 is that every team in here is like a partner and they want to help each other succeed off the field. Obviously on the field, we're going to battle and we're going to go at each other. But off the field, everyone's trying to partner up and help each other in the best way possible and make this thing really special and last for a really long time.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Obviously, I can hear your accent. You sound like you're definitely from the north. Don't mind us, both Shane and myself. We're definitely from the south. I am from Alabama originally, but I live in a little town called Easley, South Carolina. Shane is from the Virginia area, but
from Virginia mountains.
He lives up in Brevard, North Carolina. And Matt, who is not here right now, but he will be later. But he is actually from the north. But I've known him for over 20 years, and he still has that same New Jersey type accent. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yep. I'm born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. I actually live 15 minutes away from the arena. I live 2 blocks away from where I was born and raised. So have always stayed in the same spot. I run an IT company here in Cincinnati. Our arena is 5 miles from downtown Cincinnati. So we kind of call it the greater Cincinnati area, even though it's Kentucky, it's kind of lumped into Cincinnati. But yeah, I've been running an IT company since 2015 here, and got involved with another team last year in AF1, and then decided I wanted to branch out and do it on my own. And here we are today.
I love it. Shane, go ahead.
Oh yeah, well, as we're sitting here talking about kind of your background and all, what kind of insight and a motivation has kind of led you to the decision of, hey, let me go ahead and take on the sole responsibility of creating this team and jumping into this league and hopefully for a successful and long lasting future.
Yeah, I think that the big thing for me, I've always grown up watching sports, football. Hey, by the way, go Reds tonight. Who won the Bengals for yesterday? Grew up loving sports, going to all the Bengals games. My family had season tickets to the Bengals since '72. So love the sport of football, always enjoyed it. And then I got to see some games last year with the team that I was helping out. And then just kind of fell in love with the game. I mean, if you've never been to an arena football game, please go, do yourself a favor and go, because they are super exciting, super hard hitting. It's just a whole different game. It's not your traditional outdoor football. Once you see it, you'll go to a lot more games. It's just really exciting, something different, but it's still, everyone loves football. It's just a little different flavor of it. And you'll fall in love with it, hopefully the way I did. Like I said, I've only seen a couple games live myself, and I decided this is really what I want to do with my life, and start a team. I had a conversation with another owner today. He's like, "Are you in it to say you're an owner, or are you in it for the money?" And I said, "I'm in it for neither. I just enjoy the game, and I want to be successful with it. If that means money, if that means, telling everybody I'm an owner, which I don't really care about, it's just really fun to have these kids come up and say, for instance, we could have the next Kurt Warner, like you guys mentioned before, who knows? And I think that would be awesome. That would be really cool to have someone go to that next level and say they were from Kentucky.
I love the whole thing you just said about football. And I don't know if you remember this, back in the day when the original Georgia Force were here, well, in Atlanta, they had what was called the Thunder Force, where you used to bang on the buckets really, really loud to kind of create a distraction. I got to have the privilege, and it was so much fun. And you're right. I'm the first time I went to a Georgia Force game. It was the semifinal game. Matt Nagy, Georgia was heavily favored. They'd only lost like 2 games that whole year. They were heavily favored. And I don't remember who, I think they were playing the New Orleans Voodoo at the time. And it was either New Orleans or I think it might have been somebody in Columbus. It's so long ago, but I remember it was so intense, so electrifying. Back then they call it Phillips Arena. Now it's called State Farm Arena, but Phillips Arena was sold out. It was one of the first times it had done that for an arena football game. It was so much fun. Georgia Force lost that game, and they didn't. They came so close. But you're right. Arena football is just something different. It's a whole new, different breed. It's a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to be a part of, and just it's so much fun. So, real quick, before we let you go, can you let everybody know where they can find you guys, and also, what are the next steps or the next dominoes that fall into place for the Kentucky Barrels?
Yep. We're on the World Wide Web, kybarrelsfootball.com. And then all of our social media stuff is Kentucky Barrels Football. For us, the next step is just, preparing, for the season, ordering the uniforms, equipment, everything. We just got the field ordered today, which is really awesome because the field's going to be really cool too. And just preparing for the season. We have our open tryouts, our local open tryouts on October 18th for anyone who's looking at. We're trying to sign 2 or 3 people from that tryout. We have 20 signed right now, but we're looking to get to 35 before camp. So hopefully from that open tryout we can get 2, 3, 4 guys signed. And get some local people in here too.
We love football. We're excited for you guys. And we hope that this is just the start of something even more amazing than it already is. Real quick before I go, I want to let you know that I actually have an infinite love for Somerset. That is actually one of the places that I would love to go visit. We can thank my Lottery Dreamhouse TV show for introducing me to Somerset, Kentucky, and how pretty it was just watching. I fell in love with it, and who knows, maybe later on down the road that'll be more.
Come up to a game and you'll drive. You drive through Somerset to get up here. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, I probably won't want to leave then. Corey,
hey, that's all right.
I appreciate you, Corey. It means so much that you came on our show. You took time out of your evening to come on our show. It really does mean a lot, and we're going to have you on again. Does that sound good?
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, love to come on when the season gets closer. I have some more info for you guys. I appreciate you guys having me on very much. We definitely want to get the word out as much as possible. So thank you.
Absolutely. And we're definitely going to continue to promote. I love when you guys post on there, such and such player signing. I'm like, hey, don't forget, come check us out too, because Corey's on our show, coming on our episode for an interview. I want you guys to check it out. So
yeah, you guys just got to wait till the mascot comes. That's going to be fun.
I can't wait. And when you said you guys ordered the field, I can kind of get an idea. I bet you it's going to be probably a coloring situation. It looks kind of maybe like a barrel. I'm just thinking
it might be something.
Yeah, Corey, have yourself a wonderful evening, man. We'll talk soon. Sound good, buddy?
Okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Take care. What a fantastic! Come on, Shane. That's pretty neat, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
I'll just getting the opportunity to talk to somebody. First off, with everything that we know has been going on with the Arena Football League. I remember we had that one time partnership with the South Carolina Ravens, and that became a big flop. So hopefully, here is not just to the first of many more, but hopefully a lifetime of success for the Kentucky Barrels is definitely. Hopefully, we can come to fruition on that one. But Shane, this this weekend we saw some pretty good football, didn't we?
Oh yeah. It was good football, kind of all around.
We saw it on the three levels. You saw with Brevard. By the way, how did Brevard do?
Well, we left a little bit into the fourth quarter, and it was 52-12.
Oh yeah.
And as we were leaving, I believe North Henderson had scored again, but I believe the final ended up 52-18. 5-0 going into region play now, so it's going to be fun next few games for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look, guys, I'm gonna put up a couple pictures, and then we're gonna talk about it. So the first one I'm gonna put up, this is actually a pretty cool statement. For those who don't remember, we actually had Coach Cody Krill, who at the time was with the DC Defenders, which is the part of the UFL. Well, he is now the line coach at North Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a really cool stat. North Texas is off to their best start since 1959. Like, Shane, come on. How neat is that to know that that North Texas is still amongst the unbeatens already?
Well, put that picture back up. We'll put another little nugget here for you guys. You see that celebration that he's doing?
Yeah,
it's in honor of a former North Texas player, Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So when you put that up there, I was like, yeah.
You remember slammed it and then yeah.
That's exactly what they did on the sideline after that, and that's what they do as a celebration. So it's pretty neat to see. Man, they're playing good ball. They spread the field pretty well and have the speed to match. It's just I'm real interested to see how they fare down the stretch, because they're not that big of a team.
They actually are. They're and from what I had read, they've been having a lot of turmoil within the program about considering moving down to the FCS level. I have seen them even consider moving to the D2 level, but this definitely brings to fruition. Congratulations for North Texas. If they continue doing this one, I could see them making some splashes in other areas. I mean, they could even, they have to compete. This next team we're about to show, which I kind of hinted at, but they have to compete with that one as far as the strength of the schedule to see if they can even crash the college football playoff. But we'll see. But the next one we're going to talk about, though, is this one. Memphis. Yes, University of Memphis football. The Tigers are off to a 5-0 start as well, which, by the way, is just also really neat to see. This is the first time they've been this good since 2019. But Shane, is this just something in the water about with smaller programs? Because I mean, there's quite a few others who are turning heads.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This year it's kind of been, the American has kind of been showing out with a bunch of, as far as a group of 5 kind of conference with a bunch of, great teams. That you see. You look at it, you've got Tulane in that conversation, Navy, who's, I believe, still undefeated. So there's a lot of good schools that are having great years. And man, it's good to see. As you just highlighted, Memphis, they took down a Power 4 Arkansas team the other week,
which just fired their coach, by the way.
This offseason is going to be crazy with coaching vacancies. I do believe, especially at bigger name schools. So it's great to see though these smaller schools kind of get up there and have great records, because normally you don't see that. Especially
this sport late and
Yeah.
the
Well,
seasons.
this late in the season plus this early in the season,
Yep.
because normally a lot of these conferences try to, schedule those Power Four guys at the beginning of the year so they can, get that paycheck.
Yep.
But as we've seen and highlighted a couple times on shows this past season, that paycheck is a guaranteed paycheck for that other school. It's not a guaranteed win for the one that's getting them to come in.
Yeah, because we're going to talk about another school in just a minute with regards to that. But we just mentioned those two small schools. How about this one, Southern Miss? Remember they have absolutely been on rock bottom land for I mean, what I'm thinking 10 years, right? It's got to be at least 10 years.
Well,
We haven't seen a significant showing with Southern Miss, right?
They had a couple decent years, especially with was it Frank Gore Jr. was there about 3-4 years ago. They had a couple decent years in there, but nothing to kind of write home and brag about.
Yeah, and this year they're 3-2 to start. That's a tremendous improvement for what they've overcome. But if you guys are not on the train, get on right now, please. It's fantastic because the little schools, they're starting to hang with the big boys and they're hanging tough. So, if you guys get the opportunity, check out some of the smaller schools. There's a reason why we bring them on. There's a reason why we hype them up because they're doing fantastic, outstanding work. And we're absolutely excited to cheer them on.
Yeah, there's no better story than a true underdog.
That is so true. Speaking of the underdog, Shane. This school right here is literally the definition of it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. What does that mean? This is literally the smallest school in all of Division I. They're the smallest. Real quick, Shane, let everybody know what school this is.
I'm not sure. I hadn't seen that Eagle Head before.
Oh, that's Moorhead State.
You're talking about the PC over there.
Yeah.
For Presbyterian College.
Yeah, Presbyterian College. Y'all, this is something that you've got to absolutely jump on the train with because, oh man, I'm so excited for them. They are, they're definitely underdogs. Like you said, they're the smallest. They've won 11 straight games dating back to last season. So my question for you, Shayna, is this. How can the smallest program literally in Division I be this successful? And could Presbyterian College make splashes in that FCS playoff picture, perhaps?
Well, the one good thing about coming from a small school, I think I graduated with, it was, I believe, 98 or something like that, 92, 98. So, and we had a fairly successful football program, but it was all, it's a tight-knit community. So whenever you're doing good, everybody's shutting down the shops on Main Street on Friday to make it to the games. There's just a bunch of, camaraderie and, community involvement when it comes to that, especially, when you're talking about a smaller school. And the more hype that they're going to get, throughout the year, if they keep this going, only bigger it can become. And, once you get that big Mo rolling down the tracks, that train's hard to stop once you get momentum on your side. So, I could see them making some noise, particularly in the FCS. I think that they'll have a couple tougher tests now, getting deeper in the conference play for sure. But it's good to see. Good to see these stories. Normally we see one or two of these stories kind of pop up every 2 to 3 years. Especially on the FCS level, of this team overcame this, or this team is, the smaller ones in the conference or in the whole division, let alone. So it's good to see, and definitely definitely look forward to seeing how their season kind of progresses and ends up.
Oh, absolutely. It's so exciting to see. First off, I got a crazy stat for you, Shane. They're the only Division I program in the entire state of South Carolina that's still undefeated. And that's saying a lot. But, our good friend Brian Pettit at Tiger Stripes Media, him and I, we were talking about this. And I'm going to pose this question he asked me, Shane. And I want to and think about both, because it's a two-part question for it. And I really want you to think about everything we've seen so far, plus some. Okay, sorry. If Presbyterian played Clemson's team, which is this year's team, and how Clemson has continued to play, what do you think? Do you think Presbyterian could pull a rabbit out of its hat and upset Clemson if they were to play this season's team so far?
I wouldn't go that far.
How would they stack up against them then?
I would say that would be a game definitely would take the spread. Would take PC in the spread, because it'll be a lot closer than what experts and people might pick it. But I could see him hanging tough, for a good half at least. Of course, we thought that about Troy, and they hung in there until about 5 minutes ago in the fourth quarter.
Yep, exactly.
But that's one of the reasons why I would say that, with this team, and also PC, they are a smaller school and they do have smaller players, so if you could control the game pretty good with Clemson's size that they have against them. So, I think it'd be closer than what the experts might think, but I wouldn't pull the rabbit out of that hat.
It would be a fun first half, I feel. What about South Carolina? Could they hang with the likes of a South Carolina Gamecocks team?
I think that they could early. Especially with how they run their offense. But then again, I look at it and there's too much on South Carolina's offense athletically for them to kind of control and contain. I've been talking to my cousin who's a Gamecock fan, and I was sitting there talking to him. I was like, man, why don't y'all just line up Faison, Attaway, and Lenore Sellers and run a triple option? Y'all would run like 350, 400 yards a game if you did that. But he said, man, it's not that. It's not that. I was like, well, if I had the run game struggles that Carolina has had so far this year, I would try it out just to see, especially with those three in the backfield together.
Exactly.
But I think that it probably wouldn't be as close of a game as a Clemson game would be, I would think.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow, to say the least, on that one. But I will say this: if Presbyterian continues on this route, which they have a real good opportunity to do, they're going to turn some heads. They absolutely will. Which I want to let you guys know before we go to our next topic is Presbyterian is actually going to be coming on our show. Yes, it's going to be in next season, which starts next Tuesday. They will be coming on. We haven't agreed on a date yet. We're this close. Me and his name is Brandon Burke. Actually, we've been going back and forth, so we should be getting that narrowed down anytime. So, but yes, Presbyterian, if you guys continue on doing what you're doing, you're going to turn heads the right way. And we here at the Sportz Nutz are very proud of you and continue to cheer you on. So, Shane, let's go to the next one here. We saw a really fun game. I mean, it was kind of slow to start the first half, but it finished on it was just amazing. Goes to overtime, and this is the outcome. Oregon, which, by the way, it was a whiteout condition in Happy Valley, was, that is such a fantastic environment to go to. I hope that a lot of other schools start to take note now. I mean, I know University of Hawaii did it this year to start the season with a whiteout. It was really cool to see on TV, and hopefully other schools get, they take advantage of the whiteout conditions. But What were your thoughts, Shane, on the Oregon Penn State game? Did you see things that lead you to believe that Oregon is going to absolutely make a splash? I mean, turn heads left and right in the college football playoffs.
Well, man, like as you mentioned, it was a great game to watch. Uh, for Penn State to come back in that fourth quarter the way that they did, it was exciting to see. But what I saw was I saw Dante Moore look like he had ice water running through his veins, basically.
I know, right?
He was so cool, calm, collected. You know, all the C's. But man, he looked good. As I mentioned, you know, on the episode previous, that would be somebody I'd put money on as a dark horse for the Heisman, especially the way that he played that game. Man, Penn State's running backs finally came out and had a day against some elite level competition. And so, I mean, it was a great game. I was thrilled to see Oregon win it. And you know, there's not much more you can say about it. It was just one of those. We'll look back on it, or well, we won't necessarily look back on it, but probably the week leading up to the college football season next year. This is going to be one of those ESPN top 25 games in 2025 kind of deal that they're going to play on repeat coming into the college football season.
You know, you made this comment also earlier on in the year. I wish I had time-stamped it. Drew Aller was something you said watch for. He could be a top pick in the draft. Well, guess what? ESPN, Fox Sports, Infinity Sports Network, CBS Sports, and 24/7 Sports have all come out and said the exact same thing you said, Shane. Drew Aller is projected to be the number 1 pick in this upcoming draft, and every bit of it. The dude is tall, he is built, but he is lanky as well. He absolutely is going to be a force to reckon with in the NFL. Speaking of NFL, who is this gentleman sitting right next to me? Mr. Matt Thomas. He finally decides to grace us with his presence.
Yeah, I guess I can, grace you with my presence. I suppose I can give you that.
Well, let me ask you this, man. As we were talking about Drew Aller, and we're talking about the Oregon Penn State game, what did you see in that game, Matt? That this is a 2-part question that says Oregon is legit. They're gonna turn heads the right way in the college football playoff. And could Drew Aller really be the number 1 pick in that? Because ESPN, Fox Sports, CBS Infinity, and 24/7 have all said, and Shane said that too before, he was going to be a top pick in the draft. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I gotta give that one to Shane, man. Shane did say that too, man. And a lot of people looked at him when we kind of, I guess I'm not gonna say we didn't look at him, but we kind of didn't take it serious at that time, if that makes any sense. But yeah, man. I mean, he showed a lot of poise. Showed that he can stay cool, calm, and can lead this team. But I mean, the outcome is kind of what you expected, but at the same time, it was a pleasure to see, if that makes any sense, man. But yeah, man. I mean, you can definitely see him going as a top pick. You know how these drafts go, man.
It changes like second by second.
Yeah. Somebody who you didn't even expect, man. Somebody you didn't even expect to make it, man, or to be in that position in the first pick in the draft, man. Even let's go back to this last draft. I mean, at the beginning of the season, did people really think Cam Ward was going to be the number 1 pick in the draft? I mean, so yeah, man. Yeah. I gotta agree with what you guys here, man.
Hey, Ralph just said, unless Arch Manning does something, I do not see Arch Manning being a top pick. And look, Matt, you did say this for a while, that Arch Manning is that the Saints are tanking to get him. I mean, heck, they still could, but let's just play, roundabout right here, just bleeps and giggles. Let's say New Orleans goes 0-17. I mean, it really could happen now after seeing what I've seen, but let's just say it happens. They go 0-17. Drew Aller is the number 1 pick. Does New Orleans take him, or do they take Arch Manning as the number 1, Matt?
New Orleans is going to take Arch regardless. I'm sorry, guys. They're going to take Arch.
Look at that smile. I mean, Shane's over there smiling.
Hey, look, man. I mean, his granddad played for the organization. I mean, the story just writes itself. I mean, and Arch Manning, he's kind of playing like a freshman. He's playing like a first-year starter. He's playing like a first-year starter, guys. I mean, it is what it is. What is he? Is he a junior now?
Yeah.
Junior. He's a junior. But hey, Arch probably will stay. He could probably stay in school for another year. He said he can stay in school for another year.
He's a redshirt sophomore, which means he's classified as a sophomore, but he's really a junior.
Yeah, so he could technically stay for another year, man. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised. He doesn't need the money, you know. Excuse me.
You're right. That's one thing. That family name don't need to have that money.
Well,
So,
he decides on coming back. You can kind of put that NIL money right there along with his first year salary.
Oh yeah,
and that's, you know, even at the number 1 pick, you're looking at that as your first year salary.
Yeah,
you're right.
He doesn't have to rush. He doesn't have to rush, man. He can just take his sweet time, and he can do what he can, man. But yeah, man. I mean, man. I'm looking at Dante Moore's numbers, man, for the season.
Dante Moore, he looks fantastic. And Shane's been definitely very high on him, and I mean, this dude is legit. I think he is going to.
He's 6'3". Is that with or without the fro?
Exactly. Well, I was just saying, Drew Aller. How tall is Drew? The dude's like 6'6" or something like that.
6'3". 6'3".
He's
6'6" with
tall,
the fro. 6'6" with the fro. You know,
but he's little.
Yeah.
Well, this is Drew Aller. He's the quarterback of Penn State, but he's tall. He's built, but he's lanky.
Yeah.
And I mean, like he is the. Who was the quarterback that played for Arkansas? Brock. Was it? Oh gosh. He got drafted by the Broncos.
Brock Vander. No. You're talking about the. I know you're talking about.
Mark Osweiler, yeah. He kind of reminds me a lot of Osweiler.
Osweiler was 6'8" though.
Yeah, but he has the mechanics that Brock Osweiler. He can just boop and the ball goes. He has the ability to flick the arm and the ball can fly like crazy. So, you know, before we go on to the next topic, Matt, I want to ask you, what do you we brought up this. Let's just quickly recap everything. All right, we brought up the fact that Memphis is 5-0 for the first time since 2019. We saw that North Texas is 5-0 for the first time since 1959. And then how about this too? Southern Miss is 3-2. First time they've after 5 games. And God, I was telling Shane this. It's got to be at least 10 plus years since the last time I can say Southern Miss has a good record. This quote late in a season, but. You know, it's got to be something in the water with the smaller schools. And then speaking of even smaller schools, the smallest school and literally in the entire FBS world is Presbyterian College, and they are 5-0, technically an 11-0 because they won 11 straight games dating back to last year. But like Matt, real quick, is there something in the water about small schools, because they're definitely starting to come in and play and hang with the big boys, right?
Well, I think with this NIL money, man, it's brought a hunger to these other kids at smaller schools, man, wanting to get that NIL deal to go to a bigger school. They're playing hungry, man. And that's something you don't see in a lot of these smaller schools. Sometimes they feel overwhelmed by or outclassed by these bigger schools when they play them. But now you're seeing them, man, take them head on. You're seeing them not being scared. You know, these kids are playing. They're playing for NIL deals. Actually, and if you want to keep it a buck, most of the kids at these smaller schools are playing to get a scholarship at a bigger school. So, hey, man, you can't knock it. You can't knock it. So I respect it.
And, you know, before we let Shane go, Shane's going to hop off here in just a minute. First off, Shane, I'm so honored that you're back with us. It was a fantastic season 4, and I can't wait for season 5 with you on there. But you have a sports story to share with everybody. The floor is yours, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's you know, I'm not going to go too far into it. I'm just going to go ahead and give a couple, 2 or 3 things that I saw, kind of honorable mention sports stories. First off, man, Congratulations, Virginia Tech. The board unanimously voted to increase athletic spending by $229 million over the next 4 years. So, hey, use some of that for a great coach. One can hope. But man, man, the wild card round has started. As we were talking before the show, me and Brandon, man, it's been some great games already. I'm not sure exactly where the Yankees, Red Sox
It's
are
2-1.
right now.
It's actually 2-1 Boston right now.
Okay, so another close game. I believe what was Cubs Padres was 3-1, and Detroit Cleveland was 2-1.
Yes,
So
that's a close series.
So very close series. Great matchups all the way around. So congratulations. Playoffs are here. Hunt for October, which is just tomorrow, has been settled, and now they're getting into it. And my last one, that I want to mention before I get off here is, man, it's the end of season 4, man. We made it 155 episodes in total for the Sportz Nutz. Man, it's been a pleasure to be on here with Brandon and Matt, of course, man. And I can't wait for what we have in store for you guys on season 5 coming up. And man, just blessed to be here and blessed to do it with you guys as always.
Yes, we are honored to have you here with us. And I can't wait. Shane, go enjoy your evening, and please give Miss Lily our love.
Oh yeah.
And we will look. Just because we're not going to have the show for a week doesn't mean we don't talk. We talk regularly, also. Shane, I appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you soon, okay, brother?
Oh yeah, we'll see y'all.
All right, take care. All right, Matt, I got something I got to share with you. I don't know if you saw the group text before I go to our next story, but this is really exciting for me that I was able to get a hold of him. So I called University of Memphis yesterday. I think you see where I'm going on this, don't you?
It depends.
I called University of Memphis yesterday, and I was like, I want to talk to somebody for the football, but hey, why not try and talk to somebody from the basketball too? Well, there's a guy named Jonathan. Jonathan, thank you so much for transferring me to Penny Hardaway's voicemail, because Penny Hardaway answered the phone. And I had a nice little conversation with Penny Hardaway, and guess who's coming on our show? Mr. Penny Hardaway himself. He is going to be coming on in the end of October. I have to get it set up with the SID, which is the Sports Information Director. I have to get it set up with them, which solidifies them coming on. But yep, Penny Hardaway is coming on the Sportz Nutz in season 5. We can't wait for that one. I'm like, before I ask you about the next story, what do you think about that, Matt? That's pretty cool, right?
Well, growing up, man, Penny Hardaway was my favorite basketball player. So before I, get giddy like a little schoolgirl, we'll see. We'll see. Things happen, schedules conflict, things happen. Bada boom, bada bing. That's just the way it is, guys. If a lot of these guys knew half the people we reached out to, man, and if they knew half of the amount of things that fell through, man, they'll be like, whatever. They'll be like, wow. But we'll see, man. We'll see, man. Of course, it'll be very exciting. But can't wait. Can't wait, man. Halloween time.
That's right. Hey, real quick, Matt. Vanderbilt has shocked everyone, but you know what, though? So is your boys at Georgia Tech, man. Let me ask you this question, Matt. What would it mean if both Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt went 12-0?
We're going to take it one game at a time, Brandon. We're not.
But how would it feel to you?
You
if you guys go into the final game against Georgia 11-0 and you beat Georgia, you've solidified the best season in modern era at Georgia Tech. You went 12-0. You're in the ACC championship game. You're playing, gosh, I don't even know who they. Let's just say they play Clemson. Okay, they beat Clemson. You're 13-0. You're in the CFP. You're the 4 seed. You're in the top 4 seeds. What does that mean to you to know that Georgia Tech has made it that far? And what does that mean to you also knowing that let's just say for bleeps and giggles, you guys make it all the way to the national championship game. I believe it's in New Orleans this year, ironically. But you guys make it all the way there, okay, right? No, I don't know. Actually, I can't remember where it's at, but let's just say you go with the national championship game. Georgia Tech takes on Vanderbilt, two teams that you had absolutely zero clue was going to happen. Let's just say both of you go into this thing undefeated.
If Georgia Tech made it to the championship game, I'll be a very rich man because I put
Oh Lord, how much did you put down on this one?
for them making it. Hey man, I'm maybe a few hundred, something like that, man. With a 5-figure return. So I'll be very happy, man. I'll be very happy, man. If your first,
are you gonna do what Will Ferrell did? We're going streaking.
I'm not gonna go streaking because I'm not gonna go streaking because I don't want to destroy that money bailing me out of jail. So I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not bailing you out.
Yeah, I know, right? But nah, man. Of course, both teams, Vanderbilt more so. Both teams are surprising people because they're playing good, solid football. They're not. It's nothing. I mean, yeah, Georgia Tech had some close games. Yeah, same with Vanderbilt, man, and Vanderbilt's mollywopped some people, unexpectedly. So I mean, it's just one of those things, man. We just want to wait and see how it plays out. We've seen teams start 5-0, 6-0 before, and then finish the season 6-5. 6-4. I mean, 7-5. 7-4. I'm sorry. Things like that, man. So we've seen it many times before. So we're not gonna get too happy. Both teams, well, Georgia Tech beat who Georgia Tech was supposed to beat, and Vanderbilt is exceeding expectations immensely.
Yes.
So, with that being said, man, I can't wait to see how this is going to go, man. Both teams, they're going to get a loss. I'm sorry. I hope not.
It would be so cool to see both teams achieve that level of success that so many can just dream of tasting,
It's been over like 10 years since Georgia Tech beat UGA, man. So, probably more than that, if I'm not mistaken. So,
yeah, it's been a while.
I'll just be, if we can beat them in the last game of the season and get in and then knock UGA out, so much.
Could you imagine?
So much bleep will be talked by me.
How much would your voice hurt the next day if
Oh man, I'm going.
Georgia Tech were to knock off Georgia at the final game. How hoarse would you be?
See, nobody at work would like me because they're all UGA fans. See, I'm up here struggling, fighting by myself. When I got a couple other techies up there with me, but yellow jackets with me. But I'm up there fighting by myself. Just going to war. So with all these Bulldog fans. So you know how it is, man. Even though Metro Atlanta area is closer to Georgia Tech than it is UGA. We got a lot of UGA fans up here, man, rightfully so. Right? And it is what it is.
You want to hear a funny story?
What's up?
When I was a kid, I was like, "Oh, Georgia Tech play is for Metro Atlanta, and Georgia Tech plays at Bobby Dodd." Okay, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So the Georgia Dome, I'm thinking, the Georgia Dome, that must be the home of the University of Georgia Bulldogs. I thought that for a long time.
No, I did.
I was like, Georgia Tech plays at an outdoor facility, and University of Georgia plays in an indoor facility. And I remember saying, "Mom, how is that not fair that goes away?" She goes, "Oh, no. Georgia plays in Athens. This is just a central location."
Athens? What's Athens? Athens is way out there.
It's way down yonder, yeah, kind of thing. But guys, we're so excited for everything that's going on with regards to both Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech. And shout out to North Texas, Memphis, Presbyterian, all those in between. It's just an exciting time. Matt, do you have a sports story you want to share with everybody?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually do, man. So pretty much, man, guys, for everybody out there, I don't know, and Brandon, I don't know if you guys covered it today. Maybe you did cover it. I don't know. Let me know. But, the big news out there in the NFL today. My Miami Dolphins star, you said what?
Did not cover that.
Cool. Tyreek Hill has reportedly suffered a devastating knee injury. Early reports say he tore multiple ligaments in a dislocation, and the expectation is that he's done for the season. Now, pretty much, that's a massive blow for Miami. Hill just isn't a receiver. He's the guy who makes the whole offense hum. His speed, forces defense to back up, which opens up lanes for like Jalen Waddle and the run game for Devon Archain, however you feel like saying it. Without him, defenses can now crowd the box, bring pressure, and really test Tua, in ways we really haven't seen yet. Mike McDaniel, the coach, he's, one of the most creative minds in football, but even he can't replicate, Hill's explosiveness. They have players to step in. I think they have a player, Cedric Wilson Jr. He's a younger guy. He'll see more snaps, but, there's no replacing Tyreek Hill, man. So, the long-term impact in this is kind of big, too. Hill's one of the highest-paid wideouts in the league. And those multi-ligament injuries are no joke. Even with modern medicine, we've seen speed receivers lose a step coming back. And then with him being so long in the tooth, up there, man, this is kind of could be a legacy-altering thing for Tyreek, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he says, guys, I'm hanging him up. He's been in the league for 10 plus years.
There was a lot of talks that this could be a career-ending injury.
So, man, pretty much, man, this isn't really just a Dolphins story. It's kind of a league story, man. The AFC, playoff picture just took a whole hit, man, and it's going to be different, guys. So, just kind of wanted to shed some light on that, man, on the future of Tyreek Hill. Have you seen the last of Tyreek Hill? Maybe.
TBT, to be determined.
Yeah. So, that's kind of the story I had today, man. Just kind of wanted to touch on that.
Hey, real quick, want to give a special shout out to me in fantasy football because I'm tied with Matt for first place in the Sportz Nutz Fantasy League. We're both 3-1. We're the only two that are 3-1. So just gotta give a shout out to myself. All right, Matt, let's go. We're talking our favorite topics of the season. Real quick before I do, want to give a quick shout out to our good friends, Ralph Williams at RW Media. Please, if you guys can, go help him get to 2,500 subscribers on YouTube, and also help him get to 1,000 followers on Twitter. Ralph does a lot of good stuff, a lot of great content. He is actually going to be on the same radio station we are for his other shows. So shout out to Ralph Williams. Hey, if you guys also can, go help our good friend Pensman Sports. He's come on our show a couple times. He's a really good guy. Help him out. Let's get him to 1,000 subscribers. And then our newest member, he is a special guest contributor. So he'll come on from time to time and talk to us about NASCAR, about Clemson, and whatever else there is, because this dude knows sports. It is Brian Pettit of Tiger Stripes Media. Let's help him get to 300 subscribers by the end of this year. Brian is a fantastic sports fanatic. He is a statistician. Guru. He knows stats like there's no more. He's a great guy. Have a lot of fun with him. And there are some people who doubt him. Some have said he is just a one-trick pony. That is not true. He knows his sports. He does fantastic work. Shout out to Brian Pettit at Tiger Stripes Media. All right, Matt, you know what time it is. It's the honorable mentions. Dun, 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 where we give you 3 to 5 top honorable mentions of sports stories that we love to share with you. And, we welcome everybody get the chance to chime in with yours as well. We would love to hear your honorable mentions. Please, we absolutely would appreciate hearing it. My first one, Matt, you ready for this one? Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons. Most complete team performance since 2016 is what I attribute to this. Michael Penix had over 300 yards passing. Bijan had almost 200 all-purpose yards. The defense looked absolutely amazing. I understand the score was, quote, closer than it really was. No, that was garbage time at the touchdowns at the end. But, Matt, let me ask you this. Could this be the turning point finally needed for Atlanta to make headways in the NFC playoff positioning?
Absolutely, man. See, that's how they need to coach. That's how those players need to play.
Well, I will say this: Raheem still had trouble with those timeouts at halftime.
Understood. Definitely understood that. But as far as from play calling, that's how you do it, man. I mean, they call plays like their job's dependent on it, and that's what they need. That's how they need to do it every week. They took advantage of their athleticism. They took advantage of Kyle Pitts, who's having a low-key
he's actually having a decent year.
Yeah, man, having a real good season, man. So Kyle Pitts scored. Bijan, they let Bijan do him. They let Tyler Algier do him. Drake London.
London woke up and finally
Yeah.
got his first touchdown of the season.
Yeah, man. So I mean, these guys, they finally woke up, man. So hopefully they can sustain it. They have a bye week next week, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that bye week. It's a shame, that has that little steam gets to cool off a little bit, but for the most part, man, hey, man, kudos to the Falcons, man. We know you had it in you. You should do that against the Panthers. And you should do that week 1 against Tampa Bay. We should be undefeated right now, to be honest with you, because that's crazy.
Absolutely, should be. All right, what's your first honorable mention, sir?
My first honorable mention, man, is going to go to the rookie quarterback Jackson Dart, man, from the New York Giants. He was thrust into the spotlight. He helped the Giants upset an undefeated Charger squad. He didn't put up any gaudy stats. He only had 1,100 passing yards with a touchdown.
1,100.
I'm sorry, 111 passing yards with a touchdown.
I was say, well, that ain't that's a lot to turn your head about.
I know, right?
1,100 yards. I mean, shoot, you're on pace to those 16,000 yards in the season.
Exactly. But he also had like 54 rushing yards, man, with another rushing touchdown. He showed poise and playmaking ability beyond his years, man. And he had a nice little celebratory dance after he scored his rushing touchdown, man. So, big shout out to Jackson Dart, man. Spotlight was not too big for him. He came through. He managed the game as a rookie should, and all I'm gonna say is he may have just ended Russell Wilson's career.
Well, there's talks that Russell Wilson has had conversations with Sierra about the possibility of this. He's going to hang him up after this year, so we'll see. Hey, my next honorable mention. Look at this picture, study it, and this is a real score, by the way, folks. Let me turn the banner off. Hold on. This is 2 teams in Alabama. Matt, real quick, what does that score say? $100 to nothing.
Okay.
It's a real score.
I need to see how the other team looked like.
Well, you ready to hear this? So they went to the coach, Murphy. They went to halftime. They were getting absolutely mollywopped, as you say. And they said, do you want to do running clock? He said, no, I don't want to do running clock. I want to keep it as it is. Got what he deserved. Got his backside absolutely handed to him. 100 to nothing. Well,
did you get a pink slip?
Actually, I was just about to say that. There is discussions. There is council meetings and school boards, everything. And it looks like Murphy's head coach is on the way out. Well, I mean, you kind of have to expect it. When you get thumped, I mean, you didn't get thumped. You got molly up. No, you get molly up. You just got bleeped left and right by a score of 100 to nothing. There is no way I'm letting you get on the bus. If we're at a away game, I'm not letting you get on that bus to go back home. I'm making you grab an Uber, or I'm making you call your wife and say, honey, I got my pink slip. Please come take me home. But even if you're at home, that the moment the clock strikes 0, I'm not even letting you go back in the locker room to get your stuff. I'll tell you, we'll have it mailed to you, and it's gonna be on your dime, because you're getting. I mean, you lost 100 to nothing. No. Matt, what's your next honorable mention, sir?
Okay. Well, I want you to put it like this. Let's say you're a stud. You're a stud NFL tight end. Real solid. You're a solid NFL tight end. You come up behind a real good tight end named Mark Andrews. So you're playing over there with him. But then, you get paid to go elsewhere. You do a couple of years out there. You're a solid tight end. You're solid. You're not top of the top, but you're right there. You're in the 9, 10, 11 range of tight ends. You're solid. And you also end up marrying a WNBA player. And things are just looking great. Life is looking great. But then, bleep happens. You and your wife divorce.
You fell off your rocker.
You fell off your rocker. You retired from the league. If those who don't know what I'm talking about tight end Darren Waller. Tight end Darren Waller returned. He came back out of retirement. In return, and this couldn't have happened at a better time, because when Tyreek Hill going down, Darren Waller stepped up and grabbed 2 big touchdowns to help Miami, to help
get their first win.
Miami get their first win of the season, man. So My next honorable mention goes to Darren Waller, man, for overcoming some adversity, although self-inflicted. coming, with self coming through. And the reason why I picked that, because I got a little quick story for you, Brandon. Me and my cousins, we were playing ball in this rec league, man. We were in our 20s, so we're still kind of spry, still kind of athletic. We're like, we're best team one of the best teams in there. We're doing it. So we're playing against this team who we know we're going to beat. And they bring this ringer in. This ringer walks through the door. He's about 6'6", 6'7". And we're just like, what in the world? And he come in, he's just dominating. Post up, boom, dunking, boom, 3-point shots, boom. It was Darren Waller. These boys brought in Darren Waller, to the rec league just so they can win and beat us, man. So shout out to Darren Waller, man. Those in his team of cheaters. About 10 plus years ago, in the rec league somewhere in Alpharetta, Georgia. I think it's Alpharetta or Roswell, Georgia, somewhere around that area. So shout out to that. But yeah, Darren Waller, got to give it to you, man. Welcome back to the league.
All right, Matt, this next one I'm going to show. Look at it. This is a 5 overtime game matchup. Yeah, shout out to the Ragin' Cajuns, Louisiana Lafayette. They won in a 5 overtime matchup over Marshall. They won 54-51, which, by the way, folks, Marshall's athletic director has announced that he will not seek a contract renewal or extension, and that 2026 will be, in fact, his final year with Marshall. Matt, what's your next one?
Honorable mention, big shout out, man. Big shout out to this team, man. This team won me a lot of kind of money because I use Underdog Fantasy, guys. For those who I use Underdog pretty much for those who like partake in sports betting. I just knew UGA was going to lose to Alabama, so UGA, I want to thank you.
We did say that too. We said it might be like a close game.
I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you guys doing what we knew you would do.
And who they thought they were.
Not only choke, but you guys kind of did choke. That you should have got to stop on that third down. I don't know. I don't understand what that was, but yeah, man. Shout out to UGA for doing what we knew what they were going to do, and that's lose to Alabama because that's the team that they just can't seem to beat. I mean, they beat it for the national championship, but that was many moons ago. So now, under this new coaching regime, they just cannot beat Alabama, and we just don't understand why. So shout out to UJ, but also got to give a shout out to Alabama, man. They came, they played, and they did their thing. So honorable mention goes.
They came, they saw, and they conquered. Yeah,
they did their thing, man. The moment wasn't too bright. They came, their quarterback, they stayed upright and made the Alabama-ist of AJ McCarron's throws that you can see. Just check down after check down and do what you're doing. Just dink and dunk and. But yeah, shout out to them.
My next one is shout out to Italy. Huh? Why would I shout out Italy? Well, I'm so glad you asked, hypothetical listener, because in only a few short months, Matt, the Winter Olympics take place. Yes, February 6th, y'all. It's not too far away. So shout out to Italy. I think it's Milan. We're about to see the Winter Olympics. So congratulations, Matt. What is your last honorable mention, sir?
Last honorable mention, man. I'm gonna give this to a rookie, man. Rookie Jalen Lane from the Washington Commanders. His punt return, for the touchdown, flipped momentum and gave Washington the spark that they needed. He pretty much had a 90-yard punt return touchdown. And total and had 127 total return yards. Shout out to him. For doing your thing, Rook. Also want to give another shout out to Max Crosby, even though they lost. But he ended up with 5 pressures, 3 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, and a batted pass turned into an interception. Man, had a very disruptive night. Shout out to him. Also, another shout out, man, to Dexter Lawrence, big man for the Giants defensive lineman, man. He had his first career interception. Yeah, he rumbled. And he rumbled, bumbled, and stumbled. Yep. Why is it like that, man? Why is it like that? Every time a big man gets a pick, he never gets down.
Bumbling, stumbling. Just gotta run.
Starts running, man, and starts blowing through people, man. Everybody does that.
Yeah, sucking that oxygen after they.
And then it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean, don't they realize that if they run that defensive touchdown back, that means they got to get right back on the field because they're playing defense again.
Yep.
So
ain't taking that break real quick.
So
Well,
running down to
it's exciting.
running down to the 1 or close to there, get down, get out of bounds, let your offense do it so you can rest, and you get back on there. I think your team scores, man. But yeah, shout out to Dexter Lawrence, man. First career interception.
Hey, I remember my first interception. We were playing Centennial High School, Matt, which you know where it is very well. Quarterback went back and he started to throw, and just as he threw, it hit his hand. And I'm like, where's the ball? And I caught it, and I ran back 62 yards. At the end, I went, done. Guess who had to run 65 stadiums the next day? This guy right here. I was in severe trouble because I taunted. But you know what? That was worth it because I got a touchdown.
And for those who don't know, the quarterback Brandon was facing was a 5'2".
You would say that that's not true. He was 4'8", and Matt, he only weighed 85 pounds. So I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No. All right. So my final shout out, and then I have one more thing I want to talk about. Final shout out is going to be to the following. It's actually 4 shout outs in one. One is to our special guest contributor, Brian Pettit, for being our newest contributor to our show. By the way, he has helped build the success and that we have achieved. And by the way, he introduced me and us to a new sport, and they're going to come on our show. It's the Professional Pillow Fighting League. Yes, it's real. So we're going to have them come on. I can't wait for that one. My next one is going to go to Shane Owen for introducing everyone to Training Days with the Sportz Nutz, Money Lines, and coming soon, The Other Side of Saturdays, which will be a look inside the world of smaller, lesser-known schools from D2, D3, NAIA, and historically black colleges and universities. And then my next one goes out to this man sitting next to me, Matt Thomas, for continuing to help make this show one of the best. You know what? Scratch that. Make it the best sports talk show ever. As we do wrap up this season 4, guys, we have seen great things happen, tremendous growth, and season 5 is going to be even more elite. It's going to be better, faster, stronger, just you name it. We got a lot coming up. And then the last but not least, to each and every one who has followed, who has subscribed, shared, liked, and everything in between. It shows us that we are making the best content ever for everyone. And we cannot thank you guys enough. It means the world to myself, to Matt, to Shane, to Brian, to literally the entire Sportz Nutz, everything. It means the world that you guys have taken a loving, not a liking, a loving to our show. We're almost at 3,100 subscribers on YouTube. We're at 1,200 followers on Facebook. 700 followers on my TikTok, which we do have a TikTok page for Sportz Nutz as well, which Matt should help update soon. And then also on our Instagram, we're at almost at 1,000 on Instagram. Twitter, we're almost at 600. It means the world that you guys really are putting forth the love to us. Thank you guys so much. My final thought is going to be this, y'all. Okay. My goodness, what has been an amazing season for the Sportz Nutz. The rapid growth. When we started 2025. We had 212 subscribers. We're about to be at 3,100. That just goes to show that the growth has been tremendous. The great contributors that we've had come on, we had our good friend Ben Rodriguez, Adam, Brandon, Deuce, all of them from Inside the Locker Room. We've had our guy Brian, Pinsman Sports, Ralph. Literally every guest imaginable has been absolutely amazing. Guess what? We ain't done yet, y'all. Season 5 of the Sportz Nutz does start back up next Tuesday. So there will not be an episode tomorrow. There will not be one on Friday. It'll start next Tuesday, October the 7th. Now, we still want to continue to grow. Now, can we hit 4,500 subscribers?
October 14th.
October 7th.
October 14th.
I'm ignoring that comment. Could we hit 4,500 subscribers before the end of 2025? Yes, we can. You know why? Because we can do it with your help.
Labor laws.
labor laws don't exist to something that's a podcast, sir. Thank you. We are now, I will tell you this, we are looking for sponsors for the show. If you are interested in sponsoring us, send us your contact information and we'll reach out to you with great packages and great pricing. You can email myself. You can email Brian just said that's a long time. You can email myself. You can message us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, wherever else in between. Shane as well. Let us know you would like to sponsor us, and we will get in contact with you. We also, this is the last, but not, excuse me, this next one is we are starting to book small businesses for advertising on our show. You see that little ticker right there? That little ticker is where we will advertise you, and they're actually fairly reasonable pricing. If you are interested in advertising, let us know, and we will be happy to set that up with you. And then last, but definitely not least, we are always welcome to donations. We want this channel, this show to grow to levels that are unprecedented. Our next biggest rival will be, I guess you'd call it, would be Pat McAfee. We want to be that, but we want to get to that level eventually, and we can do it with your help. If you're interested in doing any of these three things, let us know, and we will get it set up to you. Hey, real quick, shout out to our guy Ralph Williams of RW Media. His birthday is tomorrow. Woo, happy birthday, sir. So excited. But, you know, guys, this has been such an amazing adventure, amazing season. But like I said, we ain't done yet. Starting next Tuesday, the 7th, we have a gentleman who is the play-by-play caller for Old Dominion University's football program. He is coming on. So here, just an example of what you're looking forward to. The new intro and outro is going to be kind of like mirroring a specific movie, a video game. I'm not telling you what it is, just saying it's mirroring. But it's going to be better. We have Penny Hardaway coming on our show. We have University of Texas Rio Grande Valley University football program, which, by the way, folks, this is their first year and they're 3-1. Or no, they're 4-1. That's amazing feat for them. Guys, we have Matt Elliott, University of Hawaii athletic director, and Timmy Chang coming on. We are stacked, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with you guys in between. So, Matt, what is your parting words, and give us your thoughts on how tremendous this season has been for you?
Nah, man. I mean, it's been I call this a season of change. For us, we've started to venture out into other capitalistic things. We're starting to kind of, get a singular focus as well as how the direction we want the show to go. Man, like I said, it's been a lot of stuff, a lot of changes and stuff, a lot of things going on in the background that people don't really see. But, we see, us three see. And, the biggest thing that I see, is that we're all three here for each other. And we kind of, we pick up the slack when somebody, has something that they have to deal with, or they have to, do whatever they have to do. But we do it willingly and acceptingly, and there's no animosity, and we all have love for one another. So, hey, man, this is I think we got the great trio, with us three. I think we balance each other well. Also with me, being a token black guy, I think that fits in marvelously as well.
We would say that.
but nah, man. This is good, man. This is good. I think we kind of found our lane, found our niche, and we're only going to get better from here, man. Shout out to Tiger Strikes Media. Shout out to everybody out there, man. This shout out to everybody that's been a part of the journey. And that's everybody that's been a part of the journey, even those who started before me, even those who are no longer with us. Everybody had a hand.
They did not die.
Everybody had a hand in this, and they are a part of why we are the way we are now. Things happen for a reason. So, just shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to, family, all our families, all the listeners, all the guests, all the sports world. I was shocked we held it down even during the dead zone, the dead period, when there was no sports out here sporting, man. We were people. A lot of people don't know, man. It's a fight, guys. It's a fight. It's challenging, but it's only 3 hours a week Well, yeah, about 3.5,
4.5.
4 hours a week for us, man. It's 3.5, 4 hours, whatever. So we try the best that we can. We're only human. But thank you guys for listening, and we'll be back next week. Next. Even though we should get a good 2 weeks off, but I'll talk to Brandon about that, man. As our claim grows, and we start having to, and our claim is growing, and it will grow further and more. We got to start. We'll have to start having our hands in a little bit more pots. So, I'm
getting this evil look over here.
So we're gonna have to, things are gonna happen, Brandon. And I gotta tell you too, Brandon, we're gonna have to start spending a little bit more time away from home. Things like that, man, because we're gonna grow and things are gonna happen, especially what we got coming next season, the season after.
Yep,
we're going to be good. So
it's going to be epic.
Thank you guys for rolling with us, man. For rolling with us, and everybody that's always commented, man. I will at least at some point like to get every single one of you guys on the show, at least for a segment or something, just to get opinions and things like that. And that's what we're kind of working on, and that's what we'll do. So shout out to all the fans out there, man, that support us. So
absolutely. And look, when Matt tells you it's a lot of work, this is just what I do. I create the rundowns. As you see, it's a lot. So I'm scouring. So Matt was right. I'm surprised that we survived the way we did during the dead zone. It is a real period dead zone. So, and it's hard to find sports, but we can find it. With that being said, for everybody who tuned in for season 4, we absolutely thank you 1,000 times over. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to our guy Shane. As you know, he always tells you peace, love, and bacon grease indeed. Matt, what do you tell everybody, sir?
For the last time this season, I'm gonna let you guys know, man. If if you're gonna go out, if you're gonna have some fun, just kind of be respectful and don't get flagged. Play by the rules. Last thing you want to do, man, is you want to end up in the back of a police car, with the whoops going on the top, and you're going down to the county, and you're having to get bailed out. Guys, the food is bad, and the toilet is in the middle of the room in front of everybody. Avoid that. So if you're gonna go drink, get you an Uber. Don't drink and drive. If you see a situation about to happen, and you feel the tension in the air, get out of there. Come on, guys. Let's just stay at home, watch sports, and be an adult. You pay for your homes, stay in it. I tell everybody. So yeah, guys. Till next season. Don't get flagged
in life. That's right. Absolutely. And as I always tell you guys, peace up, A-Town down, YS, the greatest sports city there ever was. Hey, shout out to the Braves. Get ready for a great off season. Let's get it going. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons. Let's enjoy the success that we had this year. Enjoy it. Take this bye week into consideration and get ready for the next game. You guys have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful week. We will see you next Tuesday, the 7th of October. Until then, you guys have a wonderful night. Enjoy this outro and goodbye.